It doesn't hurt to ask. And we'll go ahead and have a great time this evening. I hope you guys are excited as we are. We think we've done a pretty good job of getting the patches out. I'm going to tell you, we've put a lot of time into the making sure that we're compliant. And again, the patches are there for you. So that being said, we'll go ahead and kick off the Zoom this evening. Again, my name's Kauri Thompson. I do have a couple of housekeeping notes, so let's get through those really quickly. Um, we announced a couple of days ago that we are now live, not just in the USA, but also Canada, Japan, Philippines, UK, and South Korea, which now means that you're part of an international company, which should excite you because your buying leverage, your leverage across the globe just went up 1,000%, where you have these five powerful markets that can now go to your replicated site, your live page, and purchase these products and learn about the passport system. So I encourage you guys to take advantage of that. Another thing I want to go over really quickly, we're running a buy two, get one free K-Glow beef tallow. That sale is a limited time sale. It's going to end sometime next week. So I'd encourage you, if you want to get the tallow, they make great gifts. I put them on my face at night because I've got dry skin, and on my heels. It is a wonderful blend of some really great herbs, and the fragrance is really awesome. I think most people who have tried it really love it. So if you like the tallow, it's time to make that purchase before we end that sale. So with that being said, it's my pleasure tonight to introduce Coach Jay. I got the chance to meet him last week. And after the Zoom, all I said to him, the first thing I said was, "You're a really interesting cat." He's an interesting guy. There's some people that I could listen to for quite a while, and some people I can't listen to for too long. Coach Jay is one of those guys that when he talks, I truly am enthralled. I love how he verbalizes things. I love how he analyzes the room as well. I think you're going to see that at play. He's going to be interviewing Dr. David Nelson, who is a foremost expert on transdermal patches. We're so thrilled to have him with us, having an expert in the room on the usage, the properties of these patches. All of that stuff is going to be really important because whenever you're dealing with a supplement, you always want to make sure that you're making the right decisions. Quick disclaimer, our patches aren't meant to treat or cure diseases. You always want to check with your doctor before you do anything. Just a great disclaimer, something to always remember. With that, I'll kick it off and hand it over to Coach Jay and Dr. Nelson. Take it away. All
So,
right, roll the drums again.
here we go. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
there you go. Okay.
Here I am. I was coughing. I just took some cough medicine, and so while I was hacking up a lung, I put myself on mute. So in any case, it's great to be with all of you. I'm wondering, Ashley, I'm not coming up. Am I big on my screen? I don't see anything
You
other
are
than
big
me in
on
a
our
corner.
screen.
You're
You are good
big.
to go.
Oh, okay, good. Thank you. I wanted to make sure that everyone got to enjoy how good looking I am at age 78. In any case, let me just say how much I love nutritional supplements. I'm just going to say it outright. I have sold many, many, many things over a lifetime, but one of the great joys of my life is handing people solutions, giving them nutritional supplements that are one of a kind, very special. And I'm going to break down what I look for in a nutritional supplement. And then I'm going to go to my genius friend, Dr. Dave Nelson, who I have been with for 3 decades. Oh my
Amazing.
goodness. And I got to tell you, he's getting younger, not older. So I guess he's taken his stuff. And he's got such a great attitude, which of course is so very, very important. The first thing that I want you to put in your brain is there a market? Is there a market? Now we know that we have these wonderful patches that address energy, pain reduction, and sleep. Everybody needs quality sleep. I coach world-class pickleball players. At age 78, I got to go out with 35-year-olds who are tournament players. They're 4-0, 4-5, and 5-0 plus pickleball players. And what do I know about them? Sometimes they walk onto the court, Dr. Dave. They look
Yep.
like they're in a MASH unit. They're these great athletes.
Yep.
They play so often, they don't recover, and they are the walking wounded. So no one needs to tell me about how important it is to have a pain reduction patch, how important it is to get quality sleep. Unbelievably, I've been struggling my whole life to go to sleep, so I can't wait to get the sleep patch, just so you know.
Yep.
Energy, it's we've got to have it. We've got to be enthused. Now, some of it, of course, is mental and some of it is physical. So I'm really looking forward to all the patches. But I got to give you the God's honest truth. The one that blows my mind from a business development standpoint, not from a personal standpoint, from a business development standpoint, from your standpoint, you want to build a massive organization based upon satisfied customers who keep coming back again and again and again. And what we have in the weight loss GLP patch is something very, very important. I went and looked up the statistics. I have been marketing weight loss solutions for 25 years, I think, Dave.
Yep.
I think it's
Then
25
I think
years
it's
now.
over that.
And we've done over that. And we've done $1 billion worth of weight loss supplement sales. And we've helped just hundreds of thousands of people lose God knows how much weight. We've been a successful team doing this. I was stunned today, Dr. Dave, stunned to realize that since I last gave this presentation a few years ago, it's gotten worse. I thought it could never get worse. I thought it could never get worse. But as of today, here's the stats. 74.6% of Americans are overweight. 74.6% of Americans are overweight. Here comes a staggering number. This is costing us emotionally, intellectually, and financially dollars you can't possibly imagine. 40% of the United States of America are now obese, with 10% morbidly obese. Oh my goodness. Now, when you come into that market, everyone knows, by the way, all right marketers, whether they're social media marketers or network marketers or direct sales, big box marketer, everyone knows how important it is to have a weight loss solution with a market that needy for a weight loss solution. So what do you need to be in that market? This is what I want to talk about tonight, and then I get a chance to when I give you the marketing positioning, I get to go
Yeah.
to my genius friend, Dr. Dave, and he'll back me up. I hope and pray. I know he will. I know he will. Number one, the first thing I look for is delivery system, which is ease of use. I got to tell you a funny story. I was sitting at the airport in Dallas, Texas, coming home from a huge convention that our company back in the day had just run. And I get a phone call on a cell phone, and somebody knows that we are selling $1 million a month of supplements. We're signing up 30,000 distributors a month. So I'm getting these calls from everywhere on the universe with people who want us to bring in their product. I don't know how this guy found me at the airport in Dallas, but I pick up the phone and I go, hey, it's Jay Sargeant. And he said, hey, listen, I hear you guys are on fire. I've got a product that's going to blow your mind. As big as you are, I can help you be bigger. I said, well, geez, that's exciting. What do you got? I'm not going to tell you what he had, but he described a product that did something that virtually every man and woman in the United States would want to have happen. Every single one. I went, oh my gosh, that is so universally powerful. Well, what's something like that cost? Now, it gave me the manufacturing costs, which then I had to factor in. Remember, this is back in the day, the 8 to 12 markup in order to sustain it in a network marketing company. But I'm doing the math, and the price point's not going to be outrageous. We're going to be okay. Then I asked the most important question. I want you to think about this. I said, If that product does what you just said, and we can bring that product to the market at that price point, I am in. Oh, one last thing. How do you take this product? He said, oh, you take a pill 8 to 12 times a day. I said, lose my phone number. Because what do Dr. Dave and I know?
Yep.
If it's difficult to do, people won't do it. I can prove the point. Some of you over a lifetime, all of you over a lifetime have been on some antibiotic. You get deathly ill and you go to a doctor and they say you have to take this for 7 to 10 days. Now, on the day they give it to you, you're slavishly devoted to taking it. But then in 4 or 5 days, you're feeling pretty good. I have never gone to the end of a medication. Do you understand? Now, I'm not a rule follower. I get it. But I have to tell you, if people have to do difficult things, they just won't do it. So, ease of use and efficacy. Now, in our case, we got a patch. You put a patch on. You put a patch on your hip. You put a patch on your leg. You put a patch on your, wherever the heck Dr. Dave is going to teach you to put the patch. You do one thing and you don't even have to prepare yourself for anything. I mean, the one thing we had to do back in the day is you had to not do this and not do that. And then before you went to sleep and put it in a thing of water and blah, blah, blah. This is even easier. So Dr. Dave, not only does this conform to the, I'm going to give the 3 things I'm looking for. Ease of use delivery system. Number 2, efficacy. Does it actually do what you say it's going to do? And number 3, can the people who desperately need it, and boy, do we need it, and boy, are people hurting financially, can the people who need it the most, can that 28-year-old mom who gained 32 pounds after the second kid, who's used to be a cheerleader at a size 8 in Ohio. You wouldn't be a cheerleader here in California at a size 8, you'd be a size 4 to 6. But if you've been a size 8 in high school, you were a cheerleader, and now you are a size 16, 18, 20. That's our market. But that person doesn't have a lot of money. That person's not Jennifer Lopez and can go get shots from somebody in Beverly Hills, can afford $300, $500, $1,000 a month. Can the market that needs it most desperately, can they afford it? So now here, let's talk about delivery system, because these patch, I'm pumped for the patch there, Dr. Dave. I certainly am. Not only is this simple and conforms to the first thing that you must deliver, in my opinion, to have a huge win in this category, but it's easy and it's effective. Talk about absorption, please. Why is the patch so important?
It gets drives right into the system. You take it, you don't have to worry about digestive system. You don't get it. It's not lost through the digestive system. It gets directly into the body. And Jay, you just mentioned something that the obesity, the chronic obesity, overweight, with that comes pain. In every case of every patient I've ever seen that is overweight has issues with pain and inflammation. And so we have a power pack system that works both ways. Easy, it's effective because it works. It gets directly into the system, and it's powerful. It's just powerful. And um, the price point, I mean, I love it because everyone can afford it. Everyone now see so many of the products that are sold out there, the rich, the wealthy can only afford it. Let's get everyone healthy. Let's have it available for everyone. And that's what I love about these patches. It's everyone can afford it.
You know, Dave, I'm gonna go from efficacy, simplicity.
Yeah.
So we nailed that one.
Yeah.
Now I want to go talk about results. And remember, I'm going to focus, because I am who I am, on weight management and
Yes.
weight loss. Next Wednesday night, I am so excited to deliver to this team. Whatever we have on this call tonight, we want to have 5 times more people on next Wednesday night's call, because I am going to give everyone word by word, step by step, the strategy that allowed us to go from 1 bottle of Calorad to 6 million bottles. There was a program that we ran a way that we discussed the product, a way that we shared it, the way that we coached it, the way that we created results for people that was profoundly explosive. And I haven't been able to share that for a long, long time. So I'm very, very, very excited about that. But I'm going to talk about effect.
Yeah.
God bless energy. God bless sleep. God bless pain reduction. I can't wait to experience all of that. I'm looking forward to having patches all over my body. But at the end of the day, here's what I know. I'm going to focus, Jay Sargeant, Coach Jay, going to focus on weight because it either does or it does not work. It's not conjectural at all. Do you understand what I mean by conjectural? You can always say, oh, I feel more energetic. I feel delightful today. I slept. Yeah, okay. Okay, those are important stories. I know that we're going to have incredible testimonials. But the way we built a business from scratch, from 1 bottle to 6 million bottles, is we proved the results, Dr. Dave. You were
That's right.
there.
I
We
know.
knew that if we put 5 people on our product, 2 would have in the first 30 days results that would blow their mind. 2 more, if they stayed on it for 60 days, would get incredible results. And we could pick off that last one if they gave us 90 days. So what, but I got to tell you what made everything work. The first 2, who got immediate results, who knew
Yeah.
something was going on. So as I understand it, Dr. Dave, this is going to allow people who are suffering from
Yeah.
being overweight, obese, and morbidly obese to do one simple thing: eat a little bit less every single meal.
Oh, yeah.
Eat a
Definitely.
little bit less. Now, I'm going to say this again. Some of you may have heard this, but I just got back from 3 weeks in Italy. And when I got to Fiumicino Airport in Rome, the first thing I noticed, I wasn't trying to notice this, but the first thing I noticed is there were no fat people in Rome. End of story. Everywhere I went, if you go to the Spanish Stairs, the Trevi Fountain, the Colosseum, the Vatican, the Sistine Chapel, you looked around. The only people who were overweight were Americans. American. You could tell who was from the great US of A and who was from every place else. The bottom line, and then you know what? The interesting thing, here's Dave, you know this. First, we were told that fat made us fat. And so every label in the supermarket 20 years ago
So
said
fat.
free, fat free. And we kept getting fatter with fat free. Next thing we were told was carbs, carbs. If you eat carbs, you're going to get fat. And we all went on ridiculous protocols. I mean, the worst 6 months of my life, Dave, was when I went on the ketosis. I lost every friend I had, including the woman who loved me. You couldn't be with me. Number one, I wanted to eat my left arm. Number two, getting under 20 grams of carbs a day means if you had half an orange, that was it for the whole day. It was impossible and unbearable and unsustainable. Here's what I know. I went to Italy and I watched what everybody ate. They eat pasta every single day. It's not a joke. It's not just in the movies. It's
Mhm.
not in a TV series. Every meal. If carbohydrates simply were the problem, then every single Italian would be 350 pounds. But it isn't. You know what's the difference is, Dave? And it was so obvious. When they bring you that carbonara, when they bring you that cacio e pepe, oh my God, it is better than anything you've ever eaten in the United States. I cook all of these things, but I'm nothing. The food was amazing, but it was in a little bowl. It was
Mhm.
delicious, but portion size was
Yeah.
automatically at least half, if not less, of what we would put in front of an American in an American restaurant. So if this product, if you're telling me, and I haven't got the patch yet,
Yeah.
I haven't got it, but I can't wait. If you're telling me that a person can put this patch on, Dave, and literally, we'll give them some suggestions on things to do. We're going to give
Oh,
them
yeah.
a program. We've been doing this for a long, long time. Walk around the block, drink some water, think positive thoughts, blah, blah, blah. But the key here is, will the patch allow someone to eat less food and be
That
satisfied?
that's what it's designed to do. That's what this natural GLP-1 agonist, this patch does with the components that's in it, helps to cut your cravings naturally, without a drug, naturally.
Wow. And so we see all of these people. Now, I just saw Serena, I'm a former tennis pro. I owned a
Yep.
tennis academy. And so, I watch tennis 24 hours a day. I watch pickleball. I teach it and on and on. I just have a passion for both tennis and pickleball. And we see that Serena has gone from being substantially overweight and very, very strong and muscular and fit, but at least 30, 40, 50 pounds bigger than I would have her if I were her coach. And now all of a sudden I see her on ads on TV and she's lost 30, 40 pounds. She looks amazing, fitter than ever.
Mm-hmm.
She's pushing something. I don't even know the name, Row or something. Is that kind of like, do we have something that is natural, inexpensive, and effective that's in the category? I mean, I see people around here in LA walking around like they're ghouls. Honest to God, it looks like they're anorexic. I mean, it's a that thing where the face sucks
Yep.
in. And I go, well, they're spending $1,000 a month and getting a shot in their butt. So what do we have a
Jay.
natural version of that? I don't get it.
Yes, Jay. So the components that this natural GLP-1 contains, the berberine, there's science behind every ingredient that's in this patch that naturally to stimulate that GLP-1. And what it does, it sends a trigger to the hypothalamus, these natural components, the berberine, the bitter melons, they send a trigger to the brain naturally. And there's a lot of herbs and things that do this, but this combination that works together so synergistically together sends a trigger to the brain, to the hypothalamus, that says, I'm not hungry. It slows down the process of digestion and the berberine. Everyone knows, you can do your research on berberine, what it does with blood sugars. It helps control blood sugars. And when blood sugars get out of control, we know what happens.
Sure.
And so this helps to control it. And we've been teaching this for 30 years, 25 years.
Wow.
And the ginseng helps with the energy function, but it naturally suppresses that appetite. And I mean, if you can do everything naturally, why not?
Yeah. Well, and if you can do everything naturally and do it simply, patch,
Yes.
simple, naturally, effective, and at $29.95.
I know.
I can't wait for this thing to be brought to the world.
Oh, yeah.
$29.95, amazing. And someone can afford literally to buy a pack, try all of them, address their sleep issues. I have all kinds of ideas. I'm going to hold my ideas, Dave, to next Wednesday night. But I'm going to make one more advertisement before I slip out. And I pass this hosting of Dr. Dave over to my dear friend of well over 3 decades, Dory O'Neill, our strategic genius here at Shopee. At the end of the day, here's what I know. We went and we gave people guidance that made all the difference in the world. Your ability to be the model, to create a model, to be a great coach, to give people some simple, constructive things to do, and then to monitor those results. I'm going to go through the entire process of what took us from 1 bottle to 6 million bottles. And we were charging more than twice the amount of money for the product. And I am blown away by how competitive, how sexy our price point is. So I want to thank Dory. I know you were greatly instrumental in bringing this product to all of us and getting some incredible, you're a great negotiator. You got us a price point that is so sweet. We are going to explode this business. So next Wednesday night, I'm going to write up a whole little training program. There'll be a couple pages. You guys can take notes and you'll have some notes to take away. Dory, I'm going to pass it back to you, brother. Thank you for giving me this opportunity.
Thank you, Jay. Thanks for pitch hitting there. And joining us and sharing those stories. You had me rolling in laughter, as always. Have a good night.
Thank you.
And so go back over to you, Dave, and just focus in on the importance and the reasons that people really have to follow what in that PDF. It's really simple.
Oh, yeah.
So step one is what? Put the patch on.
Yep.
And let's talk about where it goes and why it's important to move it around your body.
So, you can put the patch anywhere, but I've chosen to put patches on my arm or my thighs, but I want to switch them back and forth on a daily basis so it doesn't get clogged up. I mean, everything gets absorbed through that through the membranes, but I want to switch it off maybe on your shoulders, your arm. It's going to be absorbed no matter where you put it, but switch it back and forth. It's important for that. And, Jay mentioned something about he's the coach, I'm a coach. And with that is, the pain that comes with every athlete. Everyone's an athlete, Dory. Everyone's an athlete that moves. And so we want to improve that athletic performance. And if we're not moving, there's a tendency to put on weight. And we've seen this for the past 30 years. And
Right.
and so with weight comes insomnia, with sleep issues, with inflammation. And we have this, I love it. I just love it. The combination that helps address all those.
Exactly. And one of the things that is really important, and I know you and I have spent hours talking about this, is a lot of people, when they're using patches, they will think that consuming coffee and consuming sugar-filled
Yep.
juices, orange juice and different things is hydrating the body. And in truth, what you explained to me is that the use of, that water, drinking regular water, actually improves the efficacy because it literally makes it more bioavailable because you're able to absorb these using water. And, there's no human being that was born drinking the milk of another animal other than their mother. And so it's water that counts, and that is important.
Exactly. And I see the patients I see, most of them are dehydrated or they're not getting enough water, almost every one of them. So I'm coaching them to get more water. If they don't like the taste of water, maybe add some lemon or some natural flavor to enhance their cravings. But everything that, and when we deal with weight loss for the last 30 years, water was critical for their success. Water is critical for absorption of nutrients. So we have to get our water. And that helps with this whole inflammatory condition that people are dealing with. Jay just mentioned 74% of America is overweight. That's astounding.
And it's incredible. It's incredible. So the interesting thing, a lot of people don't know this about me, but decades ago, and the only reason it came up was I was actually clearing out my fire safe and organizing some things, and I found my certificate when I graduated as a EMA1 in Canada, which is a paramedic back in the 1980s. I did that a lot, and one of the big things that we always talked about when you're involved in that sort of thing is how reduction of pain is a key to weight loss and mobility. And so one of the first things that you would see when you go into the hospital with a patient after they have surgery is they want you to walk a little bit. And the reason they want you to walk as a former paramedic is not just to get things moving, but get the lymph moving.
Yes.
And how important is the lymphatic system, which isn't pumped by the heart, in relationship to the patches? How important is that? lymphatic system to the patches.
It's critical. It's invaluable, because if the lymph system gets backed up, that's the toxic residue we're trying to get out. We want it moving, and it doesn't move without some type of movement. And the water and the fluids and the hydration is paramount.
Exactly, exactly.
And that means that we're going to get what we're taking from the patch into the body systemically.
Right. And the important thing I think everybody needs to know is, so we've talked about the patches, the transdermal effect,
Yep.
the drinking the fluids, and the walking. And this is not walking like you're going on some kind of Olympic marathon. This is just movement. And a lot of the
Movement.
people, we sold, like Jay said, we sold 6 million bottles of that. And one of the critical components that we discovered while we were doing that was the fact that most people that are really overweight, morbidly obese, they don't move enough. And so we're just talking about somebody, that maybe sits in a lounger all day, just walking a little bit, just getting that little few extra steps in, because that actually helps move the lymphatic fluid, which allows the transdermal patch to actually work better, because you're not just, you're actually moving the lymph, and the lymph actually helps clear out a lot of stuff, and it helps the patches work much better.
And Dory, it gets absorbed extremely fast, as opposed to taking an oral, a liquid. I mean, we had great results with the liquids. And I remember those days in which we had standing room only in a meeting room of over 200 outside, because once you find something that works, people are gravitating to it. And we have something is even better.
Yeah.
I'm excited.
So I want to close this meeting by letting everyone know that I know there's been record numbers of orders of patches. It's been fantastic. Kauri was sharing with me some of the details of the orders. So when you get your patches, do yourself the favor, take your measurements. It's on the PDF. It's on there for a reason, because I know Jen will attest to this. She was a big part of the team, and we had everybody take their measurements. And the reason is because the scale doesn't often tell the truth. And I can't tell you how many women over the years that when we were actually blowing and going would come in and they'd say, you know what? I walked into the dress shop and I got in that dress I couldn't get in prior to taking this product. And so taking your measurements is your first key to understanding that your changes are occurring within your body. And so take your measurements and record your results in the beginning.
And Dory, I totally agree with that. We saw great results of that. But I would say to add to that is make sure you take your measurements in the same location. Set aside the areas you're going to measure, and do that each time. Measure the same measurements, same places.
Awesome, awesome. Ashley, I guess it's time to turn it over to you to close this little adventure out. And I know that this coming Wednesday we're going to have Jay. So Ashley, over to you.
Awesome. We did have 2 questions. If you are able to, Dr. Nelson, to answer them real quick.
Yeah.
So one we have, does the GLP-1 patch help bring down cholesterol and triglycerides?
Well, I can't say that. There's probably been some studies showing that GLP-1s do that. We know the benefits of the berberine and the hops, and there's been a lot of research showing what berberine does with blood sugars, and if you can lower blood sugars, the reason that could happen, but we can't say it does that. But I would ask everyone that has those issues, work with their doctor, and because the possibility of that happening could happen.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And then
I'll just add to that, Ashley,
Yep.
one of the things that we would like to be more forward with our questions, but there's a certain rule with the FDA and FTC about making medical claims. And that's why if you are really concerned about that particular issue, go to your doctor, get a baseline test done, go on the product for 30, 60, 90 days, and then have another test done. And that will show you the results with the supervision of a medical doctor. We don't want to ever cross a line where we lose the right to sell.
Work
So
with
while
your
we like
doc.
to say that, we just have to
Yep.
be very
Yeah.
cautious on what we're saying.
Yeah, work with your doc. We know the benefits of what nutritional products do, but work with your doc. If you have issues there, work with them because once you start changing the way you eat and reducing sugars, reducing the amount you're eating, a variety of things could be beneficial. So that's where you want to work with your doc and let them know what you're doing.
Awesome. And then the last one, as far as the pain patches go,
Yep.
um, is that going to be more? So this is, will it help with headaches? Um, with the ingredients in it, will that trigger as far as be able to help headaches, or is it more, I want to say more like skeletal muscular
Right.
pain?
Well, I can't say whether it's going to help headaches. Headaches
Yeah.
come from many different reasons. There's many different reasons why there's headaches that occur. Obviously, work with your doc, your chiropractor, whoever you're seeing. But the pain patch helps with inflammatory issues, and it will help in that inflammation. And if if the headaches are coming from inflammation, work with your chiropractor and medical doctor on that. But we can't say it's going to help with headaches
Okay.
because
Perfect.
there's so many reasons why headaches occur. So,
Oh, I know that for sure. I'm a
yeah.
mom. I get that. Awesome. And I do want to say real quick that I like with our patch products, we do have a PDF for everyone to be able to track things. Because I am a former patcher, with another brand, and I literally just gave all of them to my hairstylist, because I am going to go fully on ours. But we have a way that we're actually showing you how to implement and have success, because there's many a times that people are like, they just throw a patch on and thinking it's going to, I don't know, melt the fat off, melt the
Yeah.
pain, whatever the case may be. But we actually, it's really putting things together. It's not just a magic patch or a magic pill or anything out there. It's like a puzzle. You have to put certain aspects together in order for it all to work together. So I will say I appreciate that a lot,
Yeah.
and I'm excited to try them. So you bet your butt I will be measuring, I will be doing all of that, and I'm
No,
gonna.
Ashley, no matter what everyone does with this, the efficacy is extremely good. But water, hydration, Jay mentioned that. We always talk about keeping the body hydrated. And
Yes.
when you're hydrated, things change.
Yep, absolutely. And that's what I love about the tracker that we have,
Yep.
because water is so important, especially when we are working on healthier bodies.
Oh, yeah.
Um, but yeah, no, I'm totally stoked about this. So I am looking forward to seeing everybody back on this call Wednesday night with Coach Jay, and what he is going to be discussing with us. And maybe in the future, we'll see you again, Dr. Nelson.
Yes.
Um, and I just gonna end this Thursday evening with everybody have a great weekend.
And good.
And those of you who purchased the patches, definitely, I see Jimmy put in here, people should do before and afters. I definitely will. If I could be the spokesperson for our patches, because
Oh,
I
yeah.
am on my own health journey, because I'm part of that 74, 47, whatever percent of American, um, because this is, people like results, and they like real people with real results. So definitely I encourage everybody, if you are using it, especially for weight loss. Pictures show a lot. So, um, I'm going to end this now. But thank you so much. Dory,
Thank
Dr.
you.
Nelson,
Thank
everybody.
you.
Hi, Jen. Bye, Jen. I see her waving. All right, guys, have a great night.
You too.
Okay, take care. Bye-bye.
Bye bye.